Alright, Shalom. Like to say Kal Halayim, Wahawadla, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors the apostles, elders of Great Millstone and Rubel. Peace and blessing to the Akimoni word that push this truth to the four corners of the earth. Alright, out here again. I won't be out too long today because, due to this heating job, sometimes things just get tied up. But I started to make an effort to come out here, even if it wouldn't be for very long. Right? We still have a job to do. Right now, the Lord hastening any times. We're seeing prophecies being fulfilled. We're seeing calamities going on all around the world in different ways. If it's not earthquakes, it's viruses, it's pestilence. You understand? It's something else. Something else. So we gotta come out here and do what? We had to be that watchman. Had to be that watchman. We had to warn the people. So when the sword does come and take them away, they could never say that nobody wasn't warning them. Right? That's one of the things that the Lord put us here for. To constantly watch and warn the people. Right, they say this is Ezekiel 33. I'll start from 1. Right? They say again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and the children of thy people is who? Israel. So like here, this sign, something let me just blow about. So I don't find a good spot for it. Right. Speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, right? And that is what we is right now. We is the watchman unto the people. We dare to warn them of the things that come into pass. You understand? We dare to warn them about the destruction. And we also dare to warn them about what to do to escape that destruction. The scriptures tell you what you have to do to escape that destruction. You understand? You have to keep the faith and you have to do the will of the Lord. So that in the end he will show mercy upon you. You understand? You have to do these things. So verse 3, it say if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, it say he blow the trumpets and warn the people. And like I said, that's what we're doing right now. We're warning them, because they don't understand that all these destructions happening over the world is not just the heathen that will get caught up in it, but it's also 2/3 of Jake. The ones that didn't hearken onto this word, they are the ones that also go and get caught up in that destruction. You understand? They wanted to sail on that ship. They had to go down with the ship. Right? It say verse 4, it say, then whosoever hear the sound of the trumpet and take it not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. So that is what the scriptures say with in Acts, it say he free from the blood of all men. You understand? Because it's their blood not on his hands. He went, he did his work, he wrote his letters, he did everything that he had to do that was instructed of him by the Lord. You understand? And that is why men of the Lord just try to do the same thing even today. We just come out here, we just preach, and not just come out here, but we just also write those letters also, which is what? Making those videos. You understand? Brothers will put up different news articles. They'll put up events going on around the world, and they'll also put up edification online so brothers could grow in the spirit. All of these things is what the apostles used to do even back then in different ways. And that is exactly what we're doing right now unto the people. We're warning them of the things that had to come, and we're warning them about what to do to escape those things. Right? And if they don't take warning, the scriptures say the blood will be upon their own head. Right? They say he heard, verse 5, they say he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. And the only ones that go in and take that warning and be delivered is the elect. You understand? The 144,000 and he wanted. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpets, and the people be not warned, and that way even the apostles and the scriptures will tell you, and all our brothers is often push it in here to let you know, do your work. Do your work. Because if you're not warning the people, then you're a slothful watchman. If you're not edifying the sheep, if you're not building them up, if you're not giving them warning of the things that are to come, and what they had to do to check the self, right? I'll read it over. I say, if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpets, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hands. So if the watchman wasn't warning the people, if 1,000 people come and get destroyed by the sword, 1,000 people's blood will be on your hands. Each person's blood you had to answer for when you're not going out and doing what you're supposed to do. When you're not warning the sheep, you're not edifying the sheep and all these different things. You understand? You will have to pay for that. That is why it's important to push this word. As I constantly say, it's kind of nothing but being no super prophet. And you know, every day, every single day, doing a video, you're doing 2 videos a day. Sometimes it wouldn't always be like that. Sometimes you wouldn't have that kind of time. Sometimes you wouldn't be able to under certain situations. But you had to make that extra push. You had to put our foot forward to try to do what you had to do. Because if you was home hungry, you're not going and sit down and wait for the Lord to drop manna for you. You will go out and you will get a job. You'll go out and try to find some means to make money. And that is to feed your physical. You understand? So why not push that same vibration or that same mindset? You understand? To feed the spiritual also. And not only feed yourself but the sheep. You understand? You had to push that, you had to have that same mindset, because that's the mindset that the prophets had. When they were sent out, they had nothing. You tell them take neither 2 coats, that they were sent out with nothing. You understand? And they had to go and teach. And things would have been provided for them. And the Mashiach even blessed men who was only studying about things to eat, about feeding the flesh and not feeding the spirit. That is what John. Just now, 1 second. That is John. Don't forget this John, right? All the loaves. Loaves of bread. I thought it was John 6 on it. I'm gonna paraphrase it. I've seen it. I have a search engine. You understand? It goes back to the people who are following him. To the ones who are following him because he multiplied the bread for them to eat. And because he was feeding them, they used to run these stores, running all different places just to find him. The shucks, I going mad, right? Find the wrong book, right? Guys, what? Alright, there's John 6. So I was in the wrong book, so here. There's John 6, I'll start from John 6, I'll start from 5, right? It say when Mashiach then lifted up his eyes, and saw a great company come unto him. He said unto Philip, when shall we buy bread, that these may eat? But he already knew what was going to happen, but it had to have a, let's call it, a conversation. If you don't understand what is going on, I forget the correct term for it. You see, and this he said to prove him, for he himself knew what he would do. Right? It says, Philip answered him, 200 pennies of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may take a little. Mashiach had real, he used to answer you, you say real how you're cracking up too, right? These are them Pharisees angry, Verse 8, it say, one of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said unto him, it said, there is a lad here which had 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes. So he has 5 loaves and 2 fishes. It say, but what are they? But what are they among so many? It say, and Mashiach said, make the men sit down. Now there was much grass in the place, so the men sat down in number about 5,000. Right? It says 5,000 men. They say, and Mashiach took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to them that was set down, and likewise of the fishes as many as they would. They say, when they were filled, he said unto his disciples, gather up the remnants. Gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost. Right? So after everybody was filled, say gather up the fragments, nothing will be lost. So whatever remaining, put up. They say therefore they gathered them together and filled 12 baskets with the fragments of the 5 barley loaves which remain over and above unto them that had eaten. Right? So that's how they multiply the bread for them to eat. It said, then those men, when they had seen the miracle that Mashiach did, said, this is a truth, that prophet that should come into the world. Right, I'm going to jump down a little bit to the point I want to make. Right, I just wanted to give you an idea of the storyline of what actually happened. Alright, I'll start from verse 22, right? John 6 verse 22. It said the day following, it said, when the people which stood on the other side of the sea saw that there was none other boat there, save that one wherein 2 his disciples were entered, and that Mashiach went not with his disciples into the boat, but that his disciples were going away alone. Right? It say, howbeit there came other boats from Tiberias nigh unto the place where they did eat bread. After that the Lord had given thanks. When the people therefore saw that Mashiach was not there, neither his disciples, they also took ships and came to Capernaum, seeking for Mashiach. But what is they seeking for him for? The scriptures go and tell you. Because a day after, a little time after, they come looking for him again. But they were searching for the word, they were searching for wisdom on how to be saved, how to please the Lord. Yes, how to do the will of the Lord. You see, and when they had found him on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, when comest thou hither? Mashiach answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled. You understand? There was only studying carnal sustenance. There wasn't studying the will of the Lord. You understand? Where is the truth out of the scriptures? It wasn't even studying the fact that he could do miracles per se. Because if he was doing it for something else, they probably wouldn't have came. You understand? They was interested in the fact that they was getting fed. And Mashiach blast them for that. Blast them for that. Right? They say, verse 27, they say, Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life. They say, which the Son of Man shall give unto you, for him at the Most High, the Father, sealed. And that goes even for brothers today. Even though as the apostles say, you had to live, you had to make your ends meet and so forth, and do all these different things, because you're living in the world. You still have to remember that you have to make time for your job. You have no more important job than the job of the Lord. None. You go and work for your hidden boss, you're underpaid. You understand? Sometimes you wouldn't pay you at all. He might dock your wages, he might overtax you. That companies just do that, just overtax you and keep the little change for themselves. Say the Lord is not unrighteous to forget your works and labors of love. But you have to do that work. You have to feed the sheep. You understand? You have to feed the sheep. This is your number one. This is one of your biggest duties in this time. Because we can't keep the law perfectly. You understand? It's by grace we will be saved through faith. But this work that we're doing here, going out and feed the sheep and so forth, as our brother does say, that is one of the greatest works you could do in this time. You understand? Besides loving your brother and loving the Most High with all your heart, soul, and mind, you can't keep the other commandments perfectly. You're just rehearsing. But doing this is a great work unto the Lord. It's a great work unto the Lord. They what they were sent out to do. Right? If you look at the prophecies that are going on right now, you'll see right now in China they say that over 60,000 people, you understand? Over 60,000 possible infections, over 1,500 deaths. And that is just the statistics that they're giving us. You understand? You never know how much people beyond that will actually be infected. That's what they're telling us. Yeah, or what they could record so far. You don't know how much other people might have this disease, and that is just one disease. There are other diseases that brewing right now. You're seeing around the world. You understand that actually killing people just as quick, or just as detrimental. Right now, the time of calamity coming, and the Lord say who will be left in it, and who will be delivered. So the second Esdras 9 verse. So like the second Esdras 9 verse 7 it says, everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So we had to have our faith, and we actually had to show our faith through what works, by the things that we do, by the things that we keep. You understand? By keeping to the things of the Lord, doing what is commanded of us, and trying to do it to the best of your ability. Because Scripture says only a remnant will be able to escape. Only a remnant will be saved. And you want to be in that remnant. Or as the song goes, you want to be in that number when the saints come marching in. You don't want to be left out. You don't want to be left out. So this second is just 15. This second is just 15. I got to the point, right? Verse 26. 15:26, it say, for the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. So the same destruction that Babylon going and face, they will get caught up in that destruction. Why? Because they didn't hearken unto the prophets. Yeah, science scripture even talk about Jerusalem. They that slay the prophets. They didn't hearken unto the prophets, so they go out to receive that penalty. Right? They say, verse 27, they say, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. And who will actually feel those plagues? Okay, scriptures talk about how it is the elect, which we all hope that we are. We brothers of the Lord, and it's one or few sisters who is actually try to keep to these things. Because women who feel that they will escape that just because there's women, that is only work for in Esau kingdom. You understand? With the Lord, that'll work so. They say everyone will be judged according to his works. Scriptures talk about the elect women. You understand? Even the apostles just talk about the elect women, like Phoebe. You understand? It had those who were dung for the Lord. It had ones like it had Phoebe, it had Esther, it had the mother who was the mother of the Maccabees brothers, the brothers in the Maccabees, the 7 brothers in the Maccabees story, who was killed. You understand? She was dung for the Lord too. And it will have certain sisters even today that will be dung for the Lord. Even though the amount will be very, very small, because majority of these women, they don't care about that. They care about the things of this world. You understand? But even them that's what they just do the duty. They just try to put in the work, they just have faith. Even though, it wouldn't be the same as brothers. But they just do what I had to do, because at the end of the day, everyone had to work for their own salvation. It's not about feeling that you'll get away because you're connected to this person, or because you feel you just do this one thing. No. The destruction of the Lord in that time going to be great. You understand? Scriptures say in the time of wrath remember mercy. But the kind of wrath that going on come onto this place. Even as just said, they say, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? But when they actually saw this destruction, they saw how serious it is. They was like, look at this. Scripture say we'll have none like it, and none like it after. It had none like it before, and we'll have none like it after. It's a one of a kind situation going on take place. But the good thing about it is the elect, they will have a front row seat. They will have a front row seat to actually see the destruction of Babylon. While the 2/3, they will be a part of the destruction of Babylon. They will be fuel for the fire, stubble, as the scriptures say. So there's Isaiah 65. I'll start from 11, right? It say, but ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop. It say, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Right? It say, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter. They even say something like that in early in Isaiah. They say those that are joined unto them will be thrust through. You understand? They say, because when I called, ye did not answer, When I spake, ye did not hear. And they did hear, but that's our script. That go back to the understanding. The scriptures say, he that have an ear to hear, let him hear. Everybody have ears, unless he was born with some kind of deficiency. You understand? I go back to the understanding. Even talk about Isaiah having ears to hear, but they will not hear, and having eyes to see and will not perceive. Right? It say, when I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. And that's a big stumbling block to Jake. Jake liked to do things that the Lord hate. You understand? The Lord will tell him not to do so, they go in and do so. Jake loves to do what the Lord say not to do. Like one of Jake's biggest stumbling blocks. Scriptures refer to him as well as a rebellious nation, rebellious and stiff-necked. That's why when you're dealing with Jake and you realize they don't want to listen, you know, after a time and you groom in the word, you understand that is just how the Spirit is. Two-thirds of Jake will always be like that. And even the men of the Lord who actually rehearse righteousness, even them just have little issues from time to time and little hiccups, because Jake, the nation of Jake, is just rebellious. In the spirit to this, no, don't want to do that. Just in the spirit. You understand? So even if you're of the Lord, you still have to check yourself for that from time to time. You can't want to dwell on things you like or what you find, how you feel it should be. You gotta do things according to the Lord's standard. And always remember that had them spirits in the back of your mind trying to cause you to rebel against the Lord. You understand? Trying to cause you to be stiff-necked. You know? You always have to keep that in mind. Right. It say, and they choose that wherein I delighted not. It say, therefore, thus saith the Lord, power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. And in time of calamity, your servants will eat. I have a video to do, you know, the time of miracles is coming. Because in that time, brothers will be getting spiritual powers. You understand? When you might be in a land with no food, just like what the Lord do with Ezekiel, because the ravens feed him bread and meat. These are things that's simple for the Lord to do. You understand? And in that time to come, you might see things like that and greater. You understand? The kind of things that going to befall this place. It's not only going to be on the destructive side, but it's also going to be on the preserving side. When that time comes, it's going to have a lot of things happening that people, you know, that people never imagined. And that part of it going to happen to who? The elect. The ones that was done for the Lord. Who was actually putting in that work. So when the time of winter come, the Lord preserve them. Right? Because we working for that, you know. I can't sit down here and say, well, he got to save me. You understand? I used to try, he got to save me. No. We working for that. We working so when that time come, we will receive that mercy. That the two-thirds will not, you know, Lord's will. I read it over. I said, therefore, thus saith the Lord of power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. And they'll be ashamed. Why? Because all the wickedness that I was doing, and we was warning them and telling them that they shouldn't be doing it. They wanted to do their own thing. Because the Lord put them in that bubble. They're constantly doing wickedness now and things just work out for them. So they tell themselves, you know what, things just always work out eventually. I don't worry about that. Keep going, man. Same thing I was telling Noah. Oh, rain, but you mad or going off? Until eventually the Lord popped that bubble that he put them in. And the same way he put them in a bubble back then, and the same way he put them in a bubble right now. The scriptures talk about that in the Proverbs. They say then they will call unto him, but he will not answer. But they are accustomed to getting those answers. They're used to getting those answers. They're committing adultery. They're doing all manner of wickedness. They're eating abominable things. And you're warning them about it, and they're not listening. And they'll still pray and they will get things. And they think, well, me and the Lord good, man. Me and the Lord good. Because things will still work out somehow. In that time, it will be different. For the ones who are not of the Lord, in that time, it will be different. He will make them perfect examples. Verse Isaiah 65 verse 14, it says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. They also talk about that in I believe that is in Luke. It said the what weeping and gnashing of teeth. It's not gonna be happy times. You understand? How no kumbaya in them times. Scripture said the day of the Lord is what? Gloomy and no light in it. You understand? When that time come, a destruction, chaos. I see even our brother was talking about it. Even in the same video, the same movie I watch. I like to actually quote that movie. It's a nice movie to watch to get an idea. It's the name of it is The Road, right? The Road. And in that movie, things was crazy. People eating people. You understand? People eating people. They had this woman. You see like the book of Eli also. They had this they was using this woman to try to bait men in. You understand? And she looked like she was messed up. You know, like you have somebody there and you're just beating them up whenever you feel like, you're raping them whenever you feel like. She had that look. You understand? And they used to push you out as bait to lure men in, to trap the men to eat them. I know if she wasn't compliant, did I eat she? So it might have been a little unpleasant, but at least she was getting some free food. You know, and she wasn't being eaten. Those kind of times close by. They even talk about in Puerto Rico when it had the hurricane. Like before, now how they get all the earthquakes. When they had all the hurricanes in Puerto Rico, they were saying it had mass crime and rapes. Okay, in a place like that, police not working. Unless the police working for some special force that come to contain the crime in the country. But if they actually of that country and the country in a mess, they have no rank. All they might have is the gun and a few shots. They don't have no rank, they don't have no support. Unless they get outside support, the country can't support them because the whole country in a mess. You understand? In times like that, you can't call the police to help you. You cannot call the police to help you. In a time like that, only the Lord could deliver you from things like that. You see how Jakes is being on a regular basis. If Jakes go to a party and have a big group of them, like about 12, you see how Jakes is be. Jakes is go crazy. Especially if the alcohol in them, or if somebody actually do one of them something, they just go crazy. You see Jake turn violent 100%. Imagine when the time a calamity come here, when it is they have nothing to eat, they go and go violent 1,000 plus. When you have nothing to eat, you're hungry and you don't know where your next meal coming from, and you can't see nowhere that you can get food. Scriptures talk about invading one another's houses and so forth. All these women out here who want to be wearing short pants and want to look sexy for everybody. In the time when police stop work because of the place in calamity, they'll hide themselves because everybody already know how the leg shape and what printing out. In those times, they'll hide themselves. They won't want nobody to watch them then. They'll hide themselves.